Brilliant. And then our last of the 5 objectives then, their website content. So if you want to then tell us the objectives for that.
Again, I keep going on about formulae, and the reason for that is that if you don't have a formula, then you've got nothing that can be followed. It's not really commercial. So you must design a formula. Mm-hmm. So the formula for the website content followed a 23 to 25 paragraph formula whereby you were putting yourself in the mind or the eyes of a potential customer. Yeah. And I think that's the big advantage that small business has. You see a lot of gravitation towards the top 10 noisiest or biggest, or you hear people wanting to improve things which don't have any real visibility. Mm-hmm. So startups. So you've got a lot of noise about startups or the big mega brands. In the middle, the 80% of business that's going on, which is SMEs, you don't hear as much chatter or talk about it. Because everybody wants to sensationalize things, or everybody wants to start something up, or everybody wants to teach you how to save time. There is no saving of time. There's just relentless formula following coding, in small business. And that's the people that I talk to. Maybe I'm seeing my own echo chamber. That's for your generation and the people that work in here to say, no. Let's make it easy for ourselves here, Neil. That can be on you. But parts of my formula would have been defining the problem, the purpose, the quality that I'm advocating here, the competition, mm-hmm. So the USP of the company, the delivery, how we deliver that, not just the physical delivery, but the way that we do it. Yeah. Then the identifiers of the products that we are doing. So mm-hmm. we would always have 4 identifications within any product that we do, so that you've got a bit of choice. And finally, the social need. What's the point of doing this if there's no need? So you define the types of customers that would require your services, that would value this type of a product. And you write all of that out. And that's your formula for website content. That means then that your AI has something to cling to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by doing it that way, what did you learn? What were the challenges?
Very difficult, because everybody was pushing you towards SEO best practice. Yeah. SEO. And you were invited to basically destroy your context. You were invited to destroy what made you different under the auspices of, oh, well, that's not best practice. This needs to be SEOable. And I think that the world went just too far towards summaries and SEO stuff. Mm-hmm. I get it. I really do. But I wanted it to do it yourself. What's best practice for one company is totally different for another. And to simply sell everything and every product every product, service and idea following a best practice formula, it served few interests. It certainly didn't serve all of our interests, but it served a very few. So I would say following that, having your own formula at this stage to define yourself, very important. Yes, you can apply best practice, SEO best practice, but you can even see now, whenever we do it, it just summarizes what we've got.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily bring anything new to the table. And it tends to do stuff in a very sort of spammy way, I find. Because
with best practice as well, because SEO is kind of starting to die out, best practice really isn't really best practice anymore.
Exactly.
So it's just the standard that people have stuck to. So moving away from best practice is probably the best practice.
Best practice creates one tunnel.
Yeah.
And it means that you're very vulnerable to that mm-hmm. one tunnel. You need 4 or 5 tunnels, whereby if one gets blocked, you can carry on with another. That was our approach, and it will be continued to be our approach. Best practice is one tunnel; it's not the tunnel.
No.
And you certainly shouldn't put all your eggs in that basket.
No, you need a whole kind of underground system going on.
Yeah. So that if one goes down, like the London Underground, one line is stopped, electric out or whatever, you jump on to others. You've got another way of getting there.
Yeah.
The final point, where do you think we are in terms of website content? I'll let you answer that one.
Website content, I would say it's definitely stronger than it was last year. We have added more blogs wise that aren't your standard blog, like the stuff that we put up with that Emily did, comparing the mathematical stuff and the Anthony Trollope, the English stuff we did. We're kind of taking it down a different route. And by doing that, I feel like it's making us stand out. Our descriptions are stronger. We don't just have generic AI, throw it in, take the output from ChatGPT, put it in. We have our own ones that we've done via people speaking in, speaking out stuff, and transcribing it, getting descriptions out that way. Our blogs that we're being able to come out with in the past few days have been a lot stronger than previous. So overall, the curve is going up. The stuff's getting stronger. The stuff's getting better. And that's, I think, is due to our own learning and our own work that we have put in.
I would agree. I think it's imaginative. I think it's authentic. We own our own intellectual property. We own our own images, videos. We own our own text. They're our own voice, and anything that we're putting out into the AI is a reflection of that. It's not borrowing from anybody else. There will come a point whereby you want to borrow from other people, but be selective about what you're bringing into it. We want to bring in philosophy, art, astronomy, math. We've already started with mathematics and music, things that we don't have the skill sets in here in-house to do, but that you admire, that we collectively agree upon. That is the way forward for us as a brand. So I think that's so important that you own your own intellectual property, that it's copyrighted under your own name, that it's not, if your socials are done by an external agency, if your blogs are done by an external agency, if you've relied upon media, don't bring that in-house. Now you must bring it in-house. You must categorize it, chronicalize it, label it, tag it. It doesn't need to be an awful lot, but do it now. Don't leave it to external agencies to do it for you.
Yeah, you're only weakening yourself at this point. If it's all outsourced, it has to be your own stuff to create strong things with the AI in the growing age.
Yeah, because the channels are only going to get wider. The ways of reaching people are only going to become more and more and more. So owning your own intellectual property, keeping it tight to you, gives you that ability to change the message according to each channel.
Gives the flexibility.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I think that was a good kind of summary of our 5 objectives, where we are, what we've done, and all of the issues and challenges surrounding it. So that will do us for this week.
Thank you for tuning in. And one last thing, it's taken 4 years to get to this stage. Ange Postecoglou has only had 2 years and he's already won the Europa League. So I say, Ange in.